Hello, everyone. So today we are undertaking a new educational service that we named Be Poetic Bee. So what this is about, it's think of it as a poetic lab. So we're going to analyze poems uh, are relevant or pertinent to the French baccalaureate because in these programs, students uh, who major in the LLCE um, have to be competent in analyzing poetry. So even though this also their analysis skills should also encompass not only poetry but fiction, theater, um, um, uh, paintings, films, and so forth. But we've decided to be more specific in our venture and hone in on on poetry in particular. Okay, um, so today actually we're going to shift our attention from grammar to literature. Okay, so uh, the poem we're going to analyze is called the old men admiring themselves in the water. Uh, if you haven't read this before, you don't have to worry because today I'm not going to um, draw upon any theories like postmodernism or feminism or all of those lofty isms. Don't worry. I'm actually going to fall back on so, um, a method, an approach to analyzing poetry, which is called the close reading. So let me write it here so you understand our method. So we're going to use close reading. We're only going to pay attention to the structure of a poem, and by structure I mean in particular the versification of the poem, the prosody, the meter, figures of speech. So uh, you don't have to do any extensive reading for you to be able to keep uh, to be at pace with this lesson. Okay, to keep up with this lesson. So let's okay, let me erase this. Now that I've put you in the framework, in the right frame of mind, we need to to have some idea, at least of to have an idea of the backdrop underlying this poem. I'm not going to talk about, as I said, any historical data concerning William Butler Yeats, his personal life. Doesn't really is not is not of any concern to us. Not because Yeats' life was insignificant, but actually because we have in this method, we really only have the text. Uh, only have the text as our let's call it salvation or savior, or whatever you wish to call it. So we cannot really depend on any external or extraneous data. Okay, so this actually helps students to be autonomous, and particularly in an age of of rampant artificial intelligence, sorry, uh, that somehow thwarts or impedes uh, self-reliance. We're all guilty of lazy cognitive uh, offloading, right? So I think close reading um, uh, is one way to work around this problem and promote autonomy in students. Okay, but this doesn't mean uh, we cannot. Doesn't mean we can. We should prohibit them from using artificial intelligence. Actually, I will show you at the end how it can be a good advantageous use and help students develop become more critically minded. But let's first talk about William Butler Yeats. So, where does he stand on the literary spectrum? He's actually belongs to the to modernism school, and his career spanned over three major phases. The first one and two kind of they are um, the final phase reverts back to the first one, so they are related because he's in terms of by that I means in that he was a spiritual or metaphysical modernist writer, which sets him apart from the likes of Ezra Pound. So it's not really experimenting with language as much as he was contemplating in a rather austere manner and personal fashion. It was so which makes him which is why he was a modernist because his writings were reflect were personal reflections. As for the middle stage, he became more of a realist ironist, but this doesn't concern us. Just keep in mind that he was a modernist. His writings were at first um, influenced by the pre-Raphaelites, so it was somehow stilted. It wasn't really uh, natural or authentic. Then he became more direct in his diction, so he moved away from the traditional Victorian pre-Raphaelite uh, speech. Or okay, now let's jump right into our poem, and I'm going to read it for you. Okay. Uh, so I heard the old man say, everything alters, and one by one we drop away. They had hands like claws, and their knees were twisted like the old thorn trees by the waters. I heard the old man say, oh, that's beautiful, drifts away like the waters. So, from a first glance, let's take a cursory glance at the poem and try to pick up some the major the major themes. What do you notice? Uh, I mean, the diagram is quite helpful, right? I'm trying to guide you with these drawings to the uh, major topic. So the first sentence, I heard the old man say, okay, I'm going to use my laser. Okay, look at this one. I heard the old man say, this is it's repeated here. Where? Here. I heard the old man say, okay, what else? These two are repeated. This one reflects this one. Sorry, one by one we drop away. Actually, is repeated here in this line, and the trees, okay, it reflects this one, etc. So we see that pretty much every line is repeated. Okay, but why did I highlight these three lines exactly? Um, well, if you delete all of the the lines of the poem, except these three highlighted ones, what do we have? We have everything alters by the waters like the waters. These three short lines actually summarize the whole theme of the poet, which is, as you can see here, which is water, which is change, as reflected in, as indicated by, symbolized by water, actually. So the theme is change symbolized by water. And from our general knowledge, we know that uh, water can be either choppy, turbulent, choppy, I mean turbulent, or tumultuous, also signifying change. But water can also be steady, can also be stand for unremitting flow, uh, unremitting or unwavering flow, with no obstruction in the way, with no obstructions in the way. So, which means that the water can be used as a reflective mirror, like the old men doing in this poem. They are using this the water as a um, to reflect, to contemplate on what. I'm not going to say on what. I'm going to leave that at the end. You can think what you could think about what you're contemplating. Okay, now so this is our hypothesis. Think and we're going to test it. So is the water uh, only a reflective mirror during untroubled times, during placid or peaceful times, or is it also does it also hold itself as our mirror in other types uh, of time? You know, not only when the waters are calm, but when the waters are not calm, maybe. So I'm going to leave this, going to let you contemplate this question, and now I'm to going to do more analyze the poem more in more depth. So we said everything alters by the waters like the waters. Here, this is about the flow, the steady flow of water, of things, how it runs smoothly. Okay, but is it really as untroublesome? Is it really as sedate or unruffled as it may look um, at first? Well, if you now let's study the rhyme scheme. If we you know first of all, before the rhyme scheme, there is, um, we have to divide the lesson, not the lesson, I mean the poem, into stanzas. In English, stanzas may be 2, 4 lines, or any number of lines as long as they make up a complete unit. This is the first stanza. We have 9 lines. We divide this by 3, so we have 3 Main stanza. This is the second one and the third one. Now let's um, let's analyze the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme. The first one is A, say, alters B, away A, B, A. The second stanza is C, C, B. The third stanza A, B. So we notice these two stanzas have right schemes in red because they are similar. Okay, they are what we call coupling rhyme. Coupling rhyme. So they have coupled C C B A B. So okay, why did I choose to color this in green? Because it's different. And here, as the verb says, it's literally it alters. It literally alters. Okay, which is illustrated by the scheme itself, which is alternating rhyme scheme, not coupling, alternating rhyme scheme. So this is our first break here, the first dissonance or the first uh, rupture. Not rupture. There are two types of rupture in English. By rupture, I mean the first break. Okay, the first irregularity here happens. It happens at this rhyme scheme. It alternates. However, this does this break like mm, let's say, is it stray, uh, singular irregularity, or does it carry through the remainder of the poem? This is a question we have to pay close attention to. I mean, okay, look at the first line. Yes, this is very, uh, I mean, it looks like this is a singular or one case, so it doesn't matter. So we have, but actually, we see that the poem, uh, this break here, okay, is consolidated by another break, and it consolidates this break. So this is mutual relationship between these two. The rhyme scheme mm, breaks here, which is only which follows suit. This only follows suit after the first pause uh, of the enjambment here. You see this purple triangle. So this is the enjambment. And enjambment in literature means a pause, uh, hiatus, or an interruption in rhythm. So this is about rhythm. So here we have enjambment is an interruption or a suspension in the rhythm of the poem. So I heard the old man say what? We, you have to. So we cannot. Sorry, the meaning cannot be complete unless we read the second line. This is why it's called enjambment. So although this may seem like a separate case, it's not. It's actually it continues. It follows through the first break in the rhythm. So, in other words, we have on the one hand everything alters by the water. This is flowing very nicely with no smoothly. Okay. However, we realize soon that um, there is something here that breaks, that falters, which is an alternating, which is the alternating rhyme scheme. But this scheme, which alternates, is not uh, a distinct or discrete case. it's actually it reflects or consolidates and is consolidated in turn by another break, which is at the at the rhythm level. Uh, at the rhythm level, okay, by this enjambment. Now, okay, so that as far so far we've seen that break um, is carried out by Butler at the level the break in the flow. The break in what? The break in the flow of this unremitting water-like reflective uh, mirroring. Okay, so it's not really. It may look like this man are calmly or calmly contemplating the water um, in all serenity. It looks like everything looks serene and calm, but in reality, we soon find out that there is an interruption, there is a dissonance at the level of the rhyme scheme and at the level of what rhythm in the which is um, realized by this enjambment. So we have break at the level again of the rhyme scheme and the rhythm. All right. Now, enjambment is a break. So all of these other enjambments of in which are enclosed in purple triangles. You may think, okay, so this is another break and break and break and break. So we have three breaks in the rhythm. Uh, okay, but no, we have to be careful in our analysis. Okay, if you how can we make sure that this enjambment is the exact replica of this of the other two of these two? Let me let me. I have another analysis for you here. Don't worry about this. I'll tell you. This is your homework. Now let's going to analyze the meter. You know, the meter is a number of syllables in each line. I'm not going to use any technical jargon. This is our first uh, this is like your initiation into literature, literary analysis. So I'm not going to be really technical today. Maybe some other time we'll go into more detail. But let's keep it simple today. Because my goal is to help you see that literature is not really as scary as many of you may think. Okay, so let's count the syllables. I heard the old man say seven, five. You can do it on your own. Okay, I'm not going to do it for you. I just showed you the number of syllables here, and I put it close it in a rectangle. Just draw attention to something that really that's that should you should keep in mind, which is that here, let's go back now to the, okay, keep in mind these three lines, okay? The third, the fourth, and the fifth line. They have they each are composed of eight. Let's write in there, write them here. So here we have eight syllables, okay? Eight syllables. Okay, so we said that the poem is about what? It's about change, okay? It's about movement. And this movement is unwavering. It's unremittent, okay? Unobstructed. So it's flowing smoothly, let's put it simply. Then we realize that actually this is not as uh, unruffled unruffled as it seems. Actually, there are some bumps in the road. to put it that way. Uh, the first bump, the first interruption or suspension happens here at the level of rhyme scheme. We have the alternating rhyme scheme. An alternating, unlike the coupling rhymes of the last two stanzas. Okay. Uh, then we realized that this actually follows up on another break, which is at the level of the rhythm uh, carried out by the enjambment uh, at the end of the word say. Okay, then after we studied the meter, okay, we found out that this enjambment is not doesn't replicate at the exact level in the other stanzas. For example, we counting the syllables. Uh, we we can say that these three lines are similar. Okay, they all have 8 syllables. So here we have some we don't have change anymore. So 8 is the same as this one as the same. So here we come at a whole at a standstill. Here there is no more change. Okay, let, let me. Uh, this is like not this one. Sorry, this is a highlighter. Um, here we come. This is what we call literature stasis. So stagnation, it means everything stagnation, everything stops, every change, there is no longer any change here. Everything is okay, which is actually this is look, which is actually the if you look at the vocabulary, let's study the vocabulary and we'll see how the meter, the static meter here is actually a reflection of it reflects on the vocabulary used by eats listed like old thorn trees. Maybe if I use another color. Okay, let me close. It's fine. I'm just going to use. Hold on. I'm not sure what happened. So here